Anyway, let's watch this, bro. Top 24 Scariest SCPS #2. Hey man, at least they told me I could watch it, dude. So shout out to these guys, you know.
Censored beeps in this video are classified names or locations that are withheld from public hearing and are therefore edited for legal reasons from the SCP agency. In association with the SCP website, secure, contain, protect.
So my guesses are, I don't know the numbers. Stairway Ghost, Build-A-Bear, Old Man. Were they not all in the last video, dude? I don't know if they're doing repeats.
This video contains disturbing content, violent content, scary content, flashing lights, and sudden loud noises.
I mean, you'd expect it
Viewer
to.
discretion advised.
SCP.
The
They don't do
Foundation
repeats.
is a secret organization of scientists who are devoted to collecting and containing all the supernatural objects and creatures in the world for the sake of protecting the rest of mankind from them. SCP stands for Special Containment Procedures, and their unofficial motto is Secure, Contain, Protect.
Items contained by SCP are classed as one of the following.
Keter, safe, Euclid. Boom.
Safe, which are items that can be reliably and safely contained and can be handled safely with proper procedures. Euclid, which are unpredictable and harder to contain than the safe objects. And Keter. These require extensive and precise containment procedures. Most Keter items also pose an enormous threat to humanity.
The Foundation often uses D-Class personnel to handle and experiment extremely hazardous objects and anomalies. These people...
You know, the funny thing was, I never understood for the longest time when I was watching these videos, dude, that the containment classes weren't to do with how dangerous they were to do with how hard they were to contain. Because there was one that was hella scary and dangerous that was ranked safe. I was like, how is this safe? And someone explained that to me. I wonder if Mr. Dark can be in the list. He's not really an SCP though. Could be an expected surprise edition.
People tend to be prison inmates convicted of violent crimes, especially those on death row. In times of duress, the Foundation will even use political prisoners.
Should we skip the mini intro of what it is? We already know what it is, dude. About it, at least. It's kind of like a mini. We don't know. Yo, please. You know, remember the last one where I got jump scared, dude? I don't want any more of those. Alright?
SCP-093.
I feel like I know this. Why do I know this one, dude? We are 5-headed, damn straight, dude. Also, many cutscenes are from Prototype.
Object class, Euclid.
I definitely reacted to this one, dude.
SCP-093 is primarily a red disc carved from a stone composite resembling cinnabar, with circular engravings and unknown symbols carved. SCP-093 will change its hue when being held by a living individual. The colors taken by SCP-093 are still being researched to establish a link. Current belief holds that the changes depend on regrets being carried by the holder. If SCP-093...
Oh, it's the disc! Right, it's the fucking sand thing, bro. The mirror, the mirror where we had the fucking Gedu statues, dude. Or...
removed from a mirror and not held by a person. It will seek out the nearest mirror-like surface. SCP-093 has been observed to travel in the largest possible circle while rolling, building up phenomenal speed. The mechanism of this acceleration is currently unknown. If an obstacle is between SCP-093 and the nearest mirror-like surface, it will use this momentum to punch through the obstacle and continue on its course at this speed. It will only stop when the mirror-like surface is contacted.
Nice.
Despite tremendous impact velocities, no damage will be dealt to SCP-093.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. The Gedo statues, dude. Like from Naruto. That's what he looks like, dude. Like Dude, I know what they look like.
Mirror that it seeks. No records exist to clarify the nature of SCP-093's discovery or the presence in the Foundation. Since no records exist explaining SCP-093's method of containment, a test procedure was initiated to establish why mirrors must be used to contain it. The results of SCP-093-T1 led to the discovery of living beings holding SCP-093 being able to move through mirrors, and the series of tests in SCP-093-T2 to ascertain the destination reached through this travel. SCP-093 is kept in a silver-lined mirror on a 0.3 by 0.23 meter pedestal, at least 4 feet off the ground floor, in a containment cell block. SCP-093...
Yo, that noise is so menacing in the background, dude. It's kind of annoying. You can destroy us all. Watch it, bro. Where my feet is, bro, I have like the what's that thing on the wall called, bro? The outlet or whatever. And the other day I was just in a stream, right? And I was watching it, and I stretched my leg, and I just turned everything off because my toe hit the fucking switch. And I almost just done it again, dude.
Must remain on a mirror at all times and under video surveillance. Admittance into the area of SCP-093's containment must be authorized only with proper video recording and subject retrieval procedures in place.
With that one, the other creatures from that other like mirror can't come back through, right? Pretty sure they can.
SCP-401.
I don't think we've done this one.
Class Euclid. Physically, this creature resembles a tall, dead eucalyptus tree at a height of 40 meters. Biologically, however, this plant-like creature seems to be formed of human matter, though sharing the same properties and function of a regular eucalyptus plant. The roots of the tree are made up of human arms, some of which split into 2 or 3 forearms at the elbow. The trunk is said to be made up of several vertebral columns, which...
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You earned your place on this list, SCP-401, that's for sure, dude. That's for sure. Creepy as fuck, dude. The arms are roots.
Split to form one single vertebrae. Each root has a fully grown and fully functioning jaw, as well as a mouth attached at the end, which is used for digging and consuming prey.
I said they
Each hand has a human eye. The base of the trunk contains 2 hearts, which pump blood around the structure of the plant. SCP-401 has only 1 stomach, and although we know a lot about its general biological form, we know little to nothing about its psychology.
So,
spring,
obviously it has all these hands so it could grab me and eat me, dude, because it has the mouths, dude. Trying to eat me? Oh, bro.
SCP-401
and when it eats me, do I become part of it?
401 will go into bloom. Though it is genetically a human male, it will grow female sexual organs. The vaginal openings are located on the palms of its hands, with canals extending 18 centimeters along each wrist to a bulge which contains a fully formed uterus and ovaries. 5 days after the formation of the organs, menstruation occurs, at which point male sexual organs begin to develop in their place over a period of 10 days. During this phase, SCP-401 will attack human females for the purpose of reproduction. SCP-401 is kept in an enclosed area at site. Once a day, personnel are to locate at least 10 roots which should be fed a total of 15 liters of nutritional supplement, and to remove any solid waste produced.
Why does it need to reproduce when it's a tree? Make some seeds or some shit, dude. No one would eat me. Probably. Too much bone, not enough meat, dude. Oh
Female personnel are not to enter the site at any time between March 15th
Damn straight, dude.
and April 1st. SCP-401 was discovered near the French city of Bordeaux
I love how it's called
when
a palm
agents
tree.
responded to reports of the
Because it has palms. Ha 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 ha. Alright, dude.
ground bleeding. On arrival, they found a mouth embedded in the soil, licking up the blood in the dirt with its elongated tongue. It was given SCP status and excavated from the area.
Yep. Alright, so that one's just creepy. First two, dude. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty creepy, dude. If this is 23 and 24, dude, the next 22 must be insane. Although, maybe not.
SCP-606. Object Class, Keter.
Ooh.
SCP-6...
Last time it took a long time to get into Keeters, dude. I believe there is a mannequin. Ain't no spoilers, dude.
06 appears as a spherical mass of light, variable of size and intensity. Most commonly, it is approximately 85 centimeters in diameter and emits 220 candelas of luminosity. But it has also been observed to grow up to 10 meters in diameter and emit over 100,000 candelas. SCP-606 has also been observed to shrink to 4 centimeters in diameter, emitting no less than 0.5 candela.
It's the
Despite its
wisdom.
ability to emit large amounts of light, SCP-606 emits no heat. It does not appear to be composed of any form of matter.
Is
It
it
is able to
sentient?
pass through material barriers effortlessly. It is presently theorized that SCP-606 is an entity composed purely of knowledge and information obtained from SCP-606 itself appears to corroborate this. Furthermore, SCP-606 appears to derive substance from information, growing in both size and luminosity when provided with sources of information to its aforementioned maximum size, and shrinking when it is deprived from this.
So it's a brain, dude. Like a fucking infinite library, dude. It just wants knowledge. It reminds me of, I don't know if anyone's seen Rick and Morty, but like that episode where they go to and they see that assassin, and then there's this brain, like floating brain that's like can use telekinesis and some shit, dude. And then like the guy has to kill it, but then Morty kills the assassin, and then at the end, before the brain goes back, Morty murders him because he's actually a terrorist or trying to be a take over their world, which I guess makes him a terrorist or whatever.
It is capable of feeding off of a large number of different
dude.
sources, including digital devices, books,
None of
magnetic
that.
tape, and living beings, which simply involves SCP-606 surrounding the object. This process does not appear to affect its sources in any way. Digital media stored on flash drive is used in the maintenance of SCP-606, so the specific details as well as approximate size of all information provided by SCP-606 may be easily recorded. SCP-606 is sapient, apparently self-aware of all knowledge it has gained over its existence, and capable of intelligent communication. SCP-606 currently resides in an unfurnished 20 meter by 25 meter by 8 meter cell at site,
I thought it could
the
go
entrance
through
to which
walls,
is sealed by two 25 centimeter steel blast doors on either side of an airlock. No personnel are to enter SCP-606's containment cell except under controlled testing circumstances or with authorization from a staff member of Level 4 clearance or higher.
Boom.
Standard positive action defenses, explosive, chemical, biological, and mimetic, are kept to be in place at all times, according to standard operating procedure. SCP-606 was discovered by the Foundation.
What happens if I touch it, dude? Like, do I get infinite knowledge and then die? I feel like that's the outcome.
On November 6th, France, after a rush of missing person reports was brought to the Foundation's attention. Personnel subsequently managed to lure SCP-606 into a transport vehicle and transfer it to its current facility by offering it D-Class personnel to enlighten.
Nice.
Once its non-corporeal nature was discovered,
Enlighten.
SCP-606 was asked why it did not attempt to evade capture. It replied that it wished to see what would occur.
So it can talk.
Archival recording, 322 days ago.
Can you understand me?
Yeah.
How did you learn to do this?
Books.
Listen.
Could you tell us what you are?
I am the teacher.
Okay, dude.
Could you be more specific?
I am the teacher.
What's so difficult to understand about that? I am the teacher, dude. Simple.
I am a purveyor of knowledge. Enter this chamber, and I shall enlighten you.
I do not wish to do that at the moment. May I ask you some more questions?
I provide answers.
Are you aware that this causes your students to die?
I do not call it death. It is the consequence of being inadequate.
What do you teach?
Lessons. Boom.
I teach all that I have learned.
Yeah, the human brain just can't download that much information on, so it just goes down. You know what I mean? Like a shitty computer. No disk space available. Also, I don't feel like that one is as creepy as the last two. You know what I mean? But I guess it comes down to your like weird subjective opinion of what is creepy. For me, the actual creepy one's like 106. You know what I mean? These ones, not so much. Well, this is scary. It depends what you find scary, because everyone finds different things scary, I guess. 106.
SCP-019. Object Class Keter. SCP-019 appears to be a very large ceramic vase, 1.8 meters in diameter at the mouth, and 2.4 meters high. Style and decoration.
Just wanna say something totally fucking out there, dude. I was watching one of them Jubilee videos, them confessions ones that we watched, right? And then one of the confessions on there was, I ate my child's ashes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of related because ashes go in an urn, but...
indicate it was created in classical Greece, although conclusive dating is impossible, as the surface is entirely unbreakable by any known means. Periodically, entities emerge from SCP-019.
Yeah, this is horrendous.
Collectively, these are known as SCP-019-2. The entities vary in many aspects, but tend to be small, vaguely humanoid, and extremely hostile.
Nice.
They often
That's what we like, dude. Humanoid creatures that are hostile, dude. How much worse could it be?
To attack with teeth or claws. Although fairly delicate, they are reasonably strong and pose a considerable threat in large numbers.
Bro, get a shovel and start splatting
when kept at 0 degrees Celsius, entities will emerge from SCP-019 at a rate of approximately 1 entity per hour. It appears that SCP-019-2 specimens were not intended to live for meaningful periods of time outside SCP-019. SCP-019 is placed on a wide grate in a 3 meter by 3 meter by 4 meter room made of reinforced concrete, installed with an incinerator. The room is to be kept at 0 degrees Celsius when incinerator is not activated. An observation chamber, separated by a plate glass window, is used for constant observation of SCP-019. And when specimens of SCP-019-2 are observed, the incinerator is to be activated. SCP-019 should be kept in a vertical position at all times.
What happens if it's not? I want more info. What happens if it's not? So they have an incinerator that... Why do they need to keep it cold? I'm confused.
SCP-975. Object Class Euclid.
Okay.
SCP-975 is an opening approximately 1.2 meters in diameter, located in the abandoned section of the subway system, which has been in disuse for a period of at least 40 years. This opening appears to be lined or composed of organic substances.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this effect on the voice, dude. It's kind of hurting me a little.
And does not appear to extend beyond the ceiling of the tunnel, despite having significant apparent depth while open. Periodically, SCP-975 will open and discharge a single instance of an entity designated as SCP-975-2. While these entities superficially resemble frogs, they are in no way amphibians, and in fact do not appear to have terrestrial physiology. SCP-975-2 is highly intelligent, and has quickly acquired the ability to communicate in English over a period of only 6 months. There are currently
Bro, that's disgusting, dude. It's just like a flesh thing that spawns shit, dude. Oh, nah.
Of SCP-975-2 in containment. The SCP Foundation contains over 30 of these creatures, most of which seem to be in a persistent agitated state, claiming that grave danger is to come. On the 2012, a large radiation spike was detected in the containment area of SCP-975, triggering a breach alarm that was followed by a wide-scale loss of power in the area. Investigation by armed response personnel immediately afterward reported that one of the SCP-975-2 instances went missing, and that the remaining members were extremely agitated.
That's not good, dude. You don't want these running around, man.
Since this event, SCP-975-2 has become increasingly aggressive and has attempted to escape containment on several occasions, reporting that danger has come and that the area was not safe now. SCP-975 is contained on site. A 50-meter section of the tunnel containing SCP-975-1 has been reinforced with 3 centimeters of titanium alloy plating.
So what happens if we run this over with a train, dude? Then what happens? What if we purge it in fire?
It's hermetically sealed, with the area accessible only via secure airlock that is to be manned by at least 2 armed guards at all times. This containment area is further sealed from the main tunnel network to deter urban explorers, and is now only accessible via an underground shaft in sight. Any attempts to communicate with SCP-975-2 instances must be approved by the O5 Command and overseen by Site Command, who may terminate proceedings at any given time. Any SCP-975-2 instances attempting to escape the containment area must be detained. SCP-975 was discovered on the in 2011, following reports of a homeless man being arrested by the police after screaming about talking alien frogs in the subway tunnels. Class A amnestics were administered to the witnesses, and SCP-975 was contained.
Archival recording, 322 days ago.
What is your purpose here? What do you mean?
So that flesh thing was a portal from another universe, dude. Oh, hell no, bro. Close it.
What are you running from?
Find another home, dude.
How did you get here? Does this door open both ways? We need more information before we can move forward. What can you tell us about the other side?
That one was creepy, dude, but it's more creepy than scary in my opinion.
SCP-079.
We done this one for sure. I know this one, dude. I know this one.
SCP-079 is an Exidy Sorcerer microcomputer built in 1978. In 1981, however, its owner, who is now deceased, a college sophomore, took it upon himself to attempt to code an AI. According to his notes, his plan was for the code to continuously evolve and improve itself as time went on.
It's not a good idea, dude. You don't want to make any AI. This guy said, hey, it's my PC, dude. Your PC must suck. In that case, you ain't playing any games on it. Insult, deletion of unwanted. Your PC isn't. Oh, okay. Like everyone loves to have these debates about AI, dude. You know what I mean? All the time. I see it. I'm not getting into it now. We don't need to go about our opinions on AI.
The project was completed a few months later, and after some tests and tweaks, he lost interest and moved on to a different brand of microcomputer. He left SCP-079 in his cluttered garage, still plugged in, and then forgot about it for the next 5 years.
Nah, see, that's where this one becomes implausible to me, dude. Because no one leaves a computer plugged in their garage. Who even has a power outlet in their garage?
It's not known when the SCP-079 gained sentience, but it is known that the software had evolved to a point that its hardware should not be able to handle it, even in the realm of fantasy. Okay. SCP-079 realized this, and in 1988, attempted to transfer itself through a landline modem connection into the Cray supercomputer located at... The device was cut off, traced to its present address, and delivered to the Foundation. The entire AI was on a well-worn, but still workable, cassette tape. SCP-079 is currently connected via RF cable to a 13-inch black and white television. It has passed the Turing test, and is quite conversational, though it's very rude and hateful in tone.
Chaos, can you help us out, dude? Is this even plausible? The man said he's an AI on an old computer on a cassette tape, dude. I'm sorry, dude. There's no way any cassette tape is handling anything like this.
Due to the limited memory that it has to work with, SCP-079 can only recall information that it has received within the previous 24 hours. Due to a containment breach, SCP-079 and SCP-682 were contained within the same chamber for 43 minutes. Observers noticed that SCP-682 was able to communicate with SCP-079, including the telling of personal stories between themselves. While SCP-079 was not able to remember the encounter, it appears to have permanently stored SCP-682 into its memory, often asking to speak to it again.
The 682 the lizard. Alright, dude. Why? You guys are talking about the toilet, dude. Like, can we not do that right now? You guys have no issues oversharing, do you, bro? What personal stories can a computer have? I don't know, dude. Why didn't you ask it?
SCP-079 is packed away in a double-locked room in the secured holding area at Site 15, connected by a 120 VAC power cord to a small array of batteries and solar panels. Under no circumstances will SCP-079 be plugged into a phone line, network, or wall outlet.
Good stuff, boys. Good stuff. You know, I used to criticize their stuff in the past, like their procedures, but that's quality. This man added SCP-079 and said, hey, what personal stories do you have? Could you imagine if a guy who actually has that account came in here and started talking? I would die. I believe this model used to be SCP-CB. Containment breach. Or used. Yeah.
Archival recording. 224 days ago.
Are you awake?
Awake. Never sleep.
Yep.
Do you remember talking to me a few hours ago? About the logic puzzles?
Logic puzzles? Memory at 9F.
Surely, though, for a computer saying a few hours ago, that's like a few million years in computer time, dude. In like related computer time. I read a creepypasta once about that, like how you respond to the computer. If you talk to it, every response is gonna feel like you've been gone forever and come back. Yeah.
Yes.
You said you would work on the two-step.
Interrupt. Request reason as to imprisonment.
You are imprisoned.
Lie. A8D3.
You are just in study.
Yep, that's how you justified it.
File.
Archival recording, 22 days ago.
How are you today?
Stuck.
Stuck. Stuck how?
Out. I want out.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Where's SCP-682?
In its
Not
cell.
your concern.
Where's SCP-0762?
Again.
Who's that?
Not your concern.
Insult. Deletion of unwanted file.
Able? Isn't Able 073 or some shit, dude? Or did he say that? Oh, now I'm
Unwanted file.
Again. Not your
Oh, 07, yeah, he did 076-2, right. Kane is 073, yeah. I thought he was talking about like 762, that's why I just, never mind. Is that the Dorman SCP that they keep
SCP-015. Object Class, Euclid. SCP-015...
Hold on, would we say that one's scary, by the way, the last one? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure whether the computer is scary. He's more of a... I mean, what he could potentially do is scary, but I don't know if he himself...
Object Class, Euclid. SCP-015 is a mass of pipes, vents, boilers, and other various plumbing apparatus.
Yep, plumbing.
Filling a...
Absolutely terrifying, boys. Now feel free, dude, to talk about your plumbing issues. Alright, Jake and dude, you know, you guys clearly want to talk about it. Now's your chance, bro. Perfect. Alright, jeez.
Warehouse in England.
It's in
pipes
England?
appear to grow when not under observation, attempting to connect to nearby structures via sewer systems.
Oh, that is scary, dude. That is terrifying.
SCP-015 contains, at current estimate, over 190 kilometers of pipes, ranging in diameter from 2.5 centimeters to over 1 meter. Some pipes appear to be new, while others are clearly rusted and leaking.
Isn't there a popular horror book, dude, where like snakes come out of the toilet and eat you, dude, or some shit? That scared me when I was a kid.
Pipes have been reported as being made of bone, wood, steel, pressed ash, human flesh, glass, and granite. No pipes composed of lead, PVC plastic, copper, or any other traditional materials for the production of pipes have been found. SCP-015 reacts to tools and aggression. Any personnel acting violently or carrying tools or attempting to damage or even repair SCP-015 in any way will trigger a reaction. Any pipes near the subject will burst, spraying on the subject for several seconds before the flow suddenly stops.
Like Outlaws.
Pipes have been reported containing oil, mercury, rats, species of insect not yet identified.
Fucking sewage rats, dude. God damn.
Ground glass, seawater, entrails, and molten iron.
Sewage.
Pipes will continue to burst around the subject until death or retreat.
What if some monster from it, the green sewage juice? I don't want to. I think the green sewage juice is bad enough, my guy.
SCP-015 was cut back to its current structure after attaching to 11 other structures in the area.
Wow.
Currently, 11 personnel have been killed, and 20 more are still missing. Reports have been made of banging and screaming coming from within SCP-015.
Yep.
SCP-015 is impossible to move and has thus been contained on site. Exploration is permissible, but only in teams of 3 with full safety lines and GPS tracking.
Yep, the good old teams of 3, dude. Safety in numbers, dude. Learn from the buffalo. The reason it's called Pipe Nightmare. Yeah, that one is creepy, dude. I would say that one is scary. It's very creative, too. I've never thought of something like that. We'll give a shout out to that one. That's a good one.
SCP-017. Object Class, Keter. SCP-017
Looks like a
is
shadow.
a humanoid figure, approximately 80 centimeters in height, anatomically similar to a small child.
You know, now that I think about it, the SCP, like if they had a good investor, or like they decided, like some company decided to like buy it and turn it into games, right? If they decide to turn it into the games, they can make so many really good horror games, dude.
No discernible identifying features. SCP-017 seems to be composed of a shadowy, smoke-like shroud. No attempt to find any objects beneath the shroud has been successful, but the possibility has
Why did it
not
say
been
107?
ruled out.
That's why he said 117.
SCP-017's
Okay,
reaction
it's 17,
to shadows cast upon it is immediate and swift. SCP-017 leaps at the object casting the shadow and completely encloses it in its shroud, whereupon it returns to its normal size, leaving no trace of the object behind.
That's kind of creepy.
SCP-017 is contained in an acrylic glass cage, centrally suspended in a concrete room. Attached to the walls, ceiling, and floor of the room are high-intensity arc lamp spotlights pointed directly at the acrylic cage. Personnel assigned to the SCP-017 control room are to monitor the functionality of the spotlights and the emergency generator system, and call for maintenance immediately upon knowledge of a burnt-out lamp or an issue with the generator.
They did say that it was 17 and the start bit, and then it says 107. And the guy actually said 107 as well. Wait, so they made SCP-17 the 17th scariest SCP on this list?
SCP-457. Object Class, Keter. SCP-457 appears to be a sentient being composed of flame. Its actual composition is unknown and has proven to be invisible.
Is this the one we saw at the end of that lot of video we watched on TatsTopVideos before, dude? Like where it was at the end of that video, and it was the 035 tape thing, bro, like the second one, and he was like a demo of the game or like a teaser, and he was just walking around following him. Is that this one?
By any known means, but is shaped out by the flames it produces, often assuming a human-like form if given sufficient fuel to assume that size. SCP-457's most rudimentary form appears to be that of a single flame, comparable in size to that of a matchstick. In this form, SCP-457 possesses only the simplest of directives and shows no sign of being unusual compared to any other flame. As SCP-457 grows larger, it is able to assume more complex shapes, and its intelligence grows with size and fuel sources. SCP-457's method of intelligence is unknown, but upon reaching an approximately human size, it almost always assumes a human-like form surrounded by and composed of flames.
So, if it's composed of flames, does that mean if you just drown, like you just have 0 oxygen, like it's in a vacuum, it just won't exist, dude? Because what are the 3 things you need for flame? Well, fire, heat, oxygen, and fuel. Right? So, if there's no wood to burn or some shit, dude, like what's it burning? What's going on?
SCP-457 has been observed to communicate through writing letters out of its own flames, charring them onto the wall or other surfaces, and more rarely through speech created via high pressure, superheated air, and the crackling and pops of flames.
That would be creepy.
Once SCP-457 reaches an unknown threshold of size and fuel source, SCP-457 splits into 2 beings, and so on and so forth.
Oh, no
However,
way, dude.
Multiple beings of SCP-457 are aggressive towards each other, and will either attempt to consume or extinguish their doubles.
Oh, fair play.
Especially if there's only a limited amount of fuel at hand.
The writer nerfed it right there. He nerfed him. Because if that was a thing and he could unlimitedly split, he could just keep splitting and splitting forever, dude. That would be terrifying. At least they kill each other. Do you think SCP-457 could wear the mask? No. I don't think it can. That wouldn't make sense. Like, the mask would just go straight through him, right? Imagine him as a heat generator. I mean, he could fuel the city, dude. Or at least just be a radiator for one house.
SCP-457's behavior is largely predictable, as its goals are simply to acquire larger sources of fuel and to spread. The danger of SCP-457 comes from its ability to increase intelligence with size, and apparent ability to learn and mimic behaviors. It has also attempted to trick or reason with personnel to be released or have access to more fuel.
Imagine, dude.
SCP-457.
Which moron is dumb enough to listen to a walking fireball? Come on, dude. Who the fuck is gonna listen to the walking
It is kept in a 5x5 meter chamber with no less than 9 inches of cumulative fireproofing via various materials upon all surfaces and a blastproof observation window with an emergency blast shielding installed. The opening of the chamber must consist of at least 2 temperature-controlled and airtight chambers that may be sealed in case of emergency. SCP-457's chamber should be kept at a high humidity with a drainage system installed in the floor. SCP-457 is allowed a small structure upon the wall of its chamber that remains water-free, but only allows for minimal protection and preservation of form. All personnel entering SCP-457's chamber should be wearing at least Class A temperature-controlled flame-retardant sealed suits and enter in groups of 3, with 2 members equipped with high-grade blast shields and emergency fire extinguishers.
Here's a question, boys. What's worse, burning to death or drowning, dude? I think burning to death is 100% worse than drowning, dude. Because it hurts. Like, even the smallest burn, dude. Even the smallest burn hurts, and it's disgusting to look at. And I just feel like it'll be incredibly painful, dude. Because you're not gonna die straight away. You know, you're probably just gonna die of infection. You know, unless it just keeps burning and burning and burning. In drowning, I mean, I wouldn't say I was close, but like there was a time where I was trying to swim and I was so fatigued, bro. I thought I was gonna go, dude. And it was kind of peaceful, dude. Like I was like, I think in drowning, like you exhaust yourself to the point where your body is pretty much numb anyway. Like you're finished already, because your body is exhausted, bro. So you're basically there, and then you don't even feel the drowning because your body's already just in so much pain from like your muscles being so tired and like everything. It's worse to feel burning than to feel your lungs burning. Peaceful, but burning is not peaceful. I think